I spent so much money on marketing. I mean, I had to. $4 million house, and I actually closed it the day that it was supposed to expire.
Welcome back to CashFlow, the podcast where we talk about turning properties into profits. I'm your host, Jayson Yoss. And before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors, Daniels Plumbing, servicing residential and commercial plumbing all throughout San Diego, LA, and Orange County, as well as Rainforest Heating and Air and Plumbing, servicing all of Phoenix Metro. Thank you guys. We appreciate your help. Now to my guest. Bailey Tarr. Bailey, great to see you.
Hi, great to see you.
I'm so excited that you came on. First of all, I've been stalking you low-key on your social media. Your game is on point. There's no two things that are alike, and so I really appreciate you coming on. I want to learn more about how you've gotten so successful so quick.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
Well,
tell me what you want to know, and I'll spill all the beans.
Well, let's start with some basics. Okay, So Pacific Sotheby's, that's who you're with?
I'm with Pacific Sotheby's. I've been with Sotheby's as a whole for 4 years, the entirety of my career. Switched Sotheby's locations halfway through, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm a blue and Sotheby's blue through and through.
I like that. I like that. So this is your 4th year in the game?
Yeah, 4th year. I'm taking my renewal test as we speak this week.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Thank you for making sure that stuff's online, because if we had to
oh
go
my
to
God.
class
well,
again.
And thank God for ChatGPT.
Yes.
I mean, come on. He's my best friend right now.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So talk to me about your niche. How did you get into residential real estate?
So I don't know that I particularly have like this amazing story. In 2020 is actually when I moved to California and was like, I don't know what to do. I was working at Dutch Bros Coffee.
Nice.
And suddenly one day I'm like, I was doing online college, wasn't into it, paying it myself. I was like, what can I do here? And I just like hate to say this, but the show Selling Sunset came out, really popular. Everyone and their mother became a real estate agent. And honestly, that's about the time frame that I became a real estate agent. I had a really close family friend that was a real estate agent. She told me, do it. So I did it. And here I am. I actually love it. So it's actually crazy. I had really no interest until that time. And now I'm like, could you imagine if I didn't? The butterfly effect?
Selling Sunset.
Yes.
That's what set it off. First of all, love that show.
Yeah.
Second of all, Oppenheim Group has an office down here in San Diego. I'm waiting for them to get on camera down here, because I'm going to pop up and be like, property management, what's up? Anyway,
yeah, well, I'm sure they would.
I love it. Tell me about, mentorship. Like, you had a family friend say, hey, get into the game. Okay, how or who did you turn to help you get so successful so quickly?
Yeah, so my family friend, she does still to this day real estate in Oregon. Okay. Obviously, I wasn't in Oregon anymore. So I decided to get licensed. So the reason it kind of came about is I was babysitting. Along with working at Dutch Bros Coffee, I was hustling, as one does at 20 years old.
Yep.
So I had gone to my babysitter. Well, not my babysitter, the parents that I was helping babysit. And I said, I think I'm going to get into real estate. And they were like, let me connect you to my real estate agent. She works with Sotheby's. She's going to be a great mentor for you. So that was really the reason I chose Sotheby's. I ended up joining as a solo agent. And not the agent that got me into Sotheby's, but another high-producing agent in the office actually saw me, young, 21. She's like, I want you on my team.
Right.
I see the potential. And here I am. So, yeah, I had a mentor from the start, and, it was really helpful.
What specifically, like, give me an example of something that she would do where you were like, oh, that's how it's done. Like, what was she doing that made it click?
Well, here's the thing. It's really what didn't she do, because this woman really took me under her wing. I mean, when I say we went to the mall, I went to her house for breakfast. I mean, we even went to the movie theaters. You're not doing much business there, but when you're around someone who's very successful that often, I was learning. I mean, every single phone call she had, every single face-to-face interaction with clients, listing appointments, showings, I was there. I mean, I could have been her roommate. Right. It was and not everyone gets to say that they have that experience. So I am really, really lucky and grateful that we spent so much time, and I learned everything I did just by being surrounded by her.
Proximity actually helps
Yes.
the learning process. And that's amazing to be in the hip pocket or a fly on the wall with a top producer just crushing it.
Yes.
But that's not all that you're a rock star with. Like your social media game, I want to come back to that. It's on fire. Talk to me about how you were able to incorporate social media into your everyday business.
So social media, the thing is, I grew up with social media surrounding me. I remember when Instagram came out, it was just singular photos. There was no stories. There was nothing. I remember Instagram, and I always had it. So I've been able to evolve with the changes. The reason I'm so well versed, to this day is because I keep up with trends, and by doing that, it means you have to consume the content yourself. And
Fair enough.
I also do a really good job at consuming content. I wake up at 5:30 and I give myself homework. I'm gonna do some scrolling. I save posts that look like inspiration to me, and that's really, I stay consistent. I would say that's the biggest thing, but consuming the content gives me unlimited ideas.
Don't be ashamed of consuming content, everybody.
Yeah.
That's super important. And I agree. Like, even myself, and I'm terrible at social media, but when I see something I like, I always send it on to the marketing team. Like, hey, I like this. Now, they know I color with crayons, so they like, yeah, that's not going to work, Jayson. But
Yeah.
somebody like yourself who's much more versed on it, obviously, you're taking it to another level. So talk to me about when you're focused on your clients, what's your number one goal in working with clients?
Well, my number one goal is really just to build the relationship. I just want to get my clients to the finish line smoothly. I like building the relationship. That's really my favorite part. And then, of course, the marketing aspect. I always tell all my clients, work with me, and marketing you will not have to worry about. I think on my listing appointments or in my listing package, I even have stats and actual numbers from my social media that says, here's how many, I think it's safe to say I get 3 times more views than Zillow and Redfin combined.
Right.
So here's why you should work with me versus an agent who only relies on Zillow and Redfin. Right?
And that's how social media, again, being so successful and well-versed, has impacted not just your business, but your client success.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
Yes.
I love to hear that. Before we get into a case study, I just want to talk about, like, right now with the market the way it is, like, where are you getting most of your clients from? Is it on social media? Is it sphere of influence? Like, where is it coming from?
Sotheby's referrals.
Love it.
Oh my God, I love Sotheby's. So I would say it's 80% Sotheby's referrals, 20% open houses.
Okay.
I do tend to draw in a lot of clients through open houses just by being personable. And I never ask anyone to sign in. I'm never pushing anyone for anyone's number. It comes down to a genuine conversation we have. And typically, time and time again, I will leave an open house. Actually, almost every time. I'll leave an open house feeling drained, like, ugh, another waste of 3 hours of my weekend. And then they reach out to me.
Right.
It's like the weirdest thing. They find my information. This has happened 3 times, and 2 of them were buy-sell. Yeah. And so the best type of clients where they're doing both, they reach out, they find my email or my phone number. Hey, we met you at our open house, and we really want to work with you. I even posted something on Instagram yesterday and had someone comment, hey, we met you at an open house. You are just killing it. We love you. Open houses are
It's part of the work, though.
Yeah.
It's part of the work. It's like door knocking, what I used to do back in the day, way back in the day. But no, I love it. And I want to use that to transition into a little bit of case study about some good deals and maybe not so good deals
Lord.
that you've been a part of
Yeah.
and kind of what you've seen in your young career. So let's talk about this is I love hearing this, but I know it's not great. But let's talk about maybe a nightmarish type deal that you've been a part of.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I have a nightmare story.
Okay.
Doesn't really involve a deal because it never happened.
Thank God, right?
No, literally thank God, because I don't know what would have happened. So right when I became an agent, so I did real estate for 2 years in Sacramento, California. I'm going on 2 years in San Diego. So totaling 4 years. When I first started my career, like I'd mentioned, I had that mentor. She found me, I think, 2 months in, come on my team. And again, we did everything together. So I think this was about, maybe I was a year in at this point. I was a year into my business. Of course, I'm sitting at the office with my mentor, and I get a call, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at her, look at this. And we would always say, it's a new client, answer it right now. Yep. So I answered the phone, and this gal, she's talking. She's like, I really, I had my home listed with other agents. They didn't get the job done. I'd really like to use you. I found you on the Sotheby's website. Let's work together. And I'm like, maybe that's the first red flag. I mean, I'm a year in, I'm like, oh my God, okay. So I'm like, what's your property address? Let me look into it and get back to you. I'd love to come stop by, run some comps. So she gives me the property address, and I hang up the phone. And so then me and my mentor were looking it up. Of course, the first thing you do is look at the tax records. Right. And sure enough, it was not her name on the tax records. Okay. So I'm like, hey, what does this mean for us? And really, it just means, okay, well, this just means we have to dig deeper. We have to ask questions, right? Nothing else really to do except ask. And of course, we want everything in writing. So I went ahead and wrote up a text. I say, hey, Miss Seller, I noticed that, on the tax records, this house has a different, owner's name. Can you just tell me, are you related to this person? Are you helping a friend out? What's the background? The way she blew up on me,
crazy,
terrifying. Yeah. She sent me, I think, 10 text messages. Wow. How dare you? You are the worst agent known to man. You're so offensive. I can't believe you would even ask me that. That's crazy. And meanwhile, I'm scared. I'm like, what do I do? Yeah. I responded, I'm so sorry I offended you. That was not my intention. I'm just trying, this is my job to dig a little deeper, find out this information. Next thing you know, I think this was an hour later, I'm getting tagged on Facebook. Everyone boycott this realtor. She is the worst thing since sliced bread. Whoa. This, block her. She wrote me a Zillow review. And this is the only conversation we've had. This is all within the span of, I think I got the Zillow review the next day because it takes a couple hours to settle in. The Zillow review was probably the worst thing you could imagine in writing form on my Zillow. And I worked hard to get some good reviews on there. It went down to 4 stars, and I'm bawling. Yeah. So I ended up calling Zillow, and we got that removed. But I ended up blocking her. And that was probably the most terrifying and craziest thing that's ever happened to me. Thank God it didn't get any further, because who knows what she would have done.
How traumatizing that it's not like you've been doing this 10 years, but you got somebody who's inquiring, you're doing all the right things. Now, based on that craziness, do you still go look at the tax record? Do you still go approach
It's still the first thing I do.
I love it.
Come on.
I love it.
It's the only thing you can do in that situation. Right. And I think that I stand by exactly what we did. I don't think I would change a single thing, because I had in writing that, here's what's going on. And thank God Zillow
Shame
took that
on
down.
those people who don't do their due diligence before signing up with a client. Look, even on the property management side, people call us to ask about, hey, we manage my property. We have to check the tax records, because it's happened where somebody's like, well, you're not the person. And then turns out they're not the owner of the property. You're like, wait, what?
Especially today's day and age, there's so many scams.
Yep. Oh, Scam Central. So,
oh, God.
It's a terrifying story, but it's a good lesson for agents out there. And it's good you got it out of the way earlier. Like, okay, this solidifies I'm doing it right.
Yes.
Even if that person's a psycho.
Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe something a little bit more.
The brighter side?
A couple more win. Let's talk about a win, not a horror story. Talk to me about here in San Diego, something, a great deal that's come out of here.
Okay, well, my best deal to this day, I just can't even believe it happened this way. So, and this is a testament to showing up. So one thing about my office, Pacific Sotheby's in La Jolla, have you seen it?
The Prospect office, right?
It is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. No, it's stunning.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it's on Prospect and Herschel. Beautiful office. So what we do is floor time. There's so many people walking that area that I just sit and I work from the front office, and people come in. And so when you're sitting there working, any phone call lead comes to you as well. So the front desk gals actually got a call. It was actually a voicemail. I think they missed the call. And it's this guy saying, hey, I'd like to sell my house. Please have an agent at Sotheby's call me. I had it listed with someone else. It's not selling. And you don't see that often. You don't hear that often. Right. Normally it's fake. I've got a little PTSD here. Yeah. So I give this guy a call. And sure enough, he's like, yeah, I have this listing. I need you to go check it out. run some comps. I need it listed ASAP. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, like, what do you have it listed at right now? Like, what are we working with? 3.9 million.
Okay.
Okay. And me, I'm coming from Sacramento where the average price is 600,000.
Right.
I had just moved to San Diego. I think I'd been here a year. So this was coming up on a year ago.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm quivering. I'm like, oh my God, did he just say like $4 million?
Right.
So I go to the property, most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I got the listing. And that's, I mean, literally all I did was I showed up at work and I got the call. And he actually only gave me a 3-month contract.
Really? He was like, you're either gonna do this or
He was
you're out.
ruthless. Well, he's a businessman.
Right.
And I barely even talked to the guy. I mean, he had attorneys to review all his stuff. He had like assistants. He had housekeepers that I would, communicate to with problems. And so he gave me 3 months. And I'm like, okay, this house has a lot of road noise. It had 2 main roads, beautiful view, beautiful house, but I've got some marketing to do.
Right.
And I actually believe that it's the marketing. I spent so much money on marketing. I mean, I had to. $4 million house. And I actually closed it the day that it was supposed to expire.
Right. And talk to me about the marketing real quick. And no knock on any previous agent, but were they just not bringing their A game when it came to the marketing of the property?
No. Well, and I just feel bad. I mean, those photos they had before, I mean,
Handheld iPhone photos.
yeah.
Yikes.
I don't even know if they were iPhone photos. They might have been. I think they might have been professional, but the house was. I'm like, we didn't clean up anything. It just didn't do it justice. There was no video marketing. There was no drone footage.
Yikes.
I mean, there was no Twilight, and so I brought in the whole deal: Twilight, drone,
Everything, yeah.
video marketing. I mean, I had to do the whole 9 yards. I even brought in all my real estate friends. I'm like, everyone make a reel. Let's push this thing out.
Boom.
And again, that's like huge. Utilize your resources.
Right.
My resources are all my fellow agents that also are on social media. Come on, push my listing out. And it sold and we closed on the day it was going to expire. That was mind-blowing to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And is that the type of thing where you feel like, look, all that hard work is actually paying off, or do you feel like there's some luck involved as well?
I think it's my hard work.
I love it.
It's showing up. It's
Absolutely.
showing up. I mean, putting in the work. I showed up to every showing, and I was there. I was throwing parties. I mean, my client actually congratulated me. He had a Ring camera. I was like, I'm gonna throw a party. I'm gonna throw an evening party.
Nice.
And he was like, the neighbors want you to turn the music down. Good job. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
And just to follow on, this gentleman, this wasn't his main home, was it?
No, this was his second home.
Right.
Yeah, we're clarifying. So this was his second home. He actually lived, he still does. He lives in a beautiful, beautiful home, $14 million. And of course, he let me tour it after I closed his vacation home of 3.45. It closed at 3.45.
Got it.
And
He's got you on speed dial for when he's ready to move
please.
on from that one.
No, I'm keeping in touch. We're staying in touch with him.
I love it. Look, obviously great things happen when you do put in the work, but is it difficult to work with someone who's a business client like that? I mean, I think I've heard it. You've told me before, like not everybody cries at the end of the closing. Like, what's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice because typically, like for example, I closed a deal last week and my clients cried at closing, and it's so special. I mean, every client's so different, and that's what makes it so special. They cried, and I gave them a closing gift that meant a lot, and this whole thing. They're moving to the East Coast. This guy, I'm calling him. Hey, we received an offer. Is it okay if I call you to review? Which is typically what I would do with a client.
Sure.
No, email it to me. I'll send it to my attorney. Hey, I'd text him. Hey, I found some. There's like a lot of dust on the outdoor furniture. What should we do? Call the housekeeper. He'll take care of it. And so everything he was delegating, and I think that's like the true businessman way, delegating tasks like that. I loved it working with a client like that.
Within 3 months to be successful, turning around a listing that was just sitting and getting it sold, it's a kudos to you, and it is a testament to your hard work. So let's kind of shift a little bit of, lately, again, from the property management side, things are great, but from the real estate side, I see that people are saying it's tough right now. What are the biggest challenges that you're seeing in the market, in real estate in general for you in this current time we have?
Yeah, well, for me, like I said, a lot of, I guess maybe 20 to 30% of my business comes from open houses.
Okay.
This whole entire year, 2025, open houses have been so slow.
Okay.
So that's been really challenging for me.
And when you say slow, like, do you mean that just there's not a lot of open houses, or the ones that you have, there's not a lot of people showing up, or?
The ones that I have, I think the highest this year, the highest amount of people or groups I had in a weekend, I think there was a weekend I did the same house both days, and I had 8 groups. I'm like, wow, this is like not fun. So that's a big challenge. Haven't been, meeting as many qualified buyers
Sure.
that lead to clients that way.
Right.
And one thing I will say is, starting in 2021 and this being my 4th year, this is my first year in a presidential election.
Right.
And I really do think that has a big hit on the market. And I think people, whatever side they lean are like just scared of what the market does with big changes like that. So,
Politics
I'd say
affects our market. Huh? I don't disagree whatsoever. Politics does play a role.
It's the only thing I have to blame, to be honest. I'm like, come on, I don't know. Something's in the air.
Do you feel that when you look around the office that there are other agents struggling, and you're feeling kind of satisfied that, like, hey, you're not struggling as much as everybody else?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it satisfied. I definitely, I do. I talk to other agents, specifically, high performers in my office. I'm like, how's your year going?
Right.
Please be honest. Give me the, and one specifically that I can think of literally said, the quarters this year compared to the quarters last year are half.
Really?
Half.
Okay.
And it's crazy because I remember last year was my first year in San Diego, and everyone's, it's a down market. It's, everyone was saying that last year. So the fact that this year, I mean, people, one specifically, are saying that they're down half the amount they were last year. I mean, it doesn't make me feel satisfied, but it does.
Are you scared? Like, does that scare you?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me. I don't know. It makes me. I'm doing fine.
Right.
I do good. And
you're motivated?
And
huh?
I think that your mindset really plays a big part in that. So I try not to let other people's, I don't want that to scare me or anything, but it makes me feel a little better. It makes me feel better as to where I'm at. I'm like, I wanted to hit a certain amount of, goals, and I'm not at all of them. And so hearing that maybe several people are feeling it makes me feel a little better.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this a little bit before, not to date myself, but I got licensed in 1999, and I'd seen a couple cycles.
That's my birth year.
Yes. I was 12 at the time. Don't worry, I was 12. I was 12. Okay. The great thing I noticed was the top producers weathered these ups and downs, and everybody's cousins, sisters, brothers went away.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you were doing well and you made it through a down market, all of a sudden you were doing twice as well on the upswing. And then when it went down again, you were ready for it, you saw it, and then boom, on the next upswing, you're in the complete crushing mode. So I do like markets like this. It does kind of clean house a little bit. And so again, it's great to hear that you're doing well when the market isn't going as well.
Thank you.
I want to wrap up by asking you, not being an agent for forever,
Mm-hmm.
okay, which is a great perspective versus somebody who's been an agent for 20 years. If you had to rewind the clock 4 years ago, what are you telling, baby Bailey, or what are you telling that new agent just stepping in once they got their license?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a couple things, if that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and it's actually funny because I look back and my mentor had preached all these things, of course, when you're new and you're like, yeah, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
No. So number one would be not to compare. And I still struggle, it's hard not to compare with agents who have been doing it for 20 years and get, they're closing multiple deals a month and you're like, why not me?
Right.
So it's really hard not to compare, but that would be my biggest thing. And I'm preaching to myself as well.
Sure.
Don't compare yourself to other agents. Everyone's personality is so different. Like no real estate agent is the same. 2, show up even if you don't feel like it's perfect. I feel like sometimes a lot of people are perfectionists, especially when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
And people don't want to post because they don't like the way they sound. They don't like the way they look. And authenticity is more relevant than ever audiences want to see your imperfections. They want to see your stutter. Like, don't cut it out.
Yeah.
So I would say just start. And the biggest thing that I learned, and my mentor preached to me, really is allow yourself to not have all the answers.
Sure.
I got in trouble multiple times when I first started because a client would ask me a question and I would make up an answer.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Because I wanted to seem knowledgeable.
Right.
And that actually bites you way harder. And a lot of people will respect you if you just say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that. Let me go get it. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Or I'm gonna get back to you really quick and find that out. That's my biggest thing.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's just not for agents. That's for everybody.
Yeah.
And especially when we are new to a market or a situation, we do want to seem like we know more than maybe we do. There's nothing wrong with saying, like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'll find out.
Yes. I used to hate saying, I don't know. When you're new, you say it a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what? Getting over that, because, making up the answer is not the way.
That's not the way to
it's
go.
not the way.
We're not advocating that.
No.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. You're amazing. I'm looking forward to your success, Bailey Tarr.
Thank you so much.
Everybody else, thank you for joining in. Again, another episode of CashFlow, the podcast where we talk about turning properties into profits. Thank you. We'll see you next week.